Alright class, if you're watching this, it means that you have completed the prior assignments, which were all about simple machines. The reason why I want you to complete all those assignments and learn about the simple machines is because you're going to use simple machines to make a big machine. Okay, the big machine that you're going to make is called a Rube Goldberg simple machine. This machine takes a simple process or a simple action like turning on a light switch or popping a balloon or cracking an egg, but doing it in a complex way. So these many simple machines, and all those machines add up to create a process that allows it to complete a task. So if you want to get some ideas of what these are, these Rube Goldberg machines, you can Google it. There's all sorts of videos out there of crazy ones that people have done. But yours is going to be smaller and simpler. Okay, so here's your mission. You want to construct a machine that uses at least 6 individual steps or stages to complete the following tasks. So it can turn on a light bulb, staple 2 pieces of paper together, pop a balloon, put out a candle flame, fill up a cup with water, ring a bell, etc. And it uses 6 steps to do that. So one step might be a marble rolls down a ramp. The next step might be, your step number 2 might be the marble drops into a little cup and it goes down a pulley and lifts up an item. So you need to have 6 of those steps, and you need to have a couple different simple machines in there, and we'll talk about that here in a second. Okay, don't use anything dangerous like flames or sharp objects if you can avoid them, stuff that can cause injury. Here are some ideas and materials that you can use. I'll let you guys read over this, but really whatever you can find in your house. These are just some ideas: paper clips, string, tubing, magnets, whatever. Sky's the limit. Okay. Some games are kind of Rube Goldberg machines. So like the game Mousetrap is like a big Rube Goldberg machine. There is a rule that you just can only use one part of that game if you decide to use that. You can't just use the whole game for your machine. You need to have diversity in your building materials. So for instance, you can't have the whole machine made out of just Legos. You need to diversify and make it out of many different items. Okay, here's the important part. Your guidelines. These are going to give you your points right here. Okay, so first off, your machine needs to fit inside a 2 by 2 foot space. Now, this assignment, since it's not being done in class, I'll give you a little leniency here. You can make it a little bigger, but don't make it, ginormous. All right. Okay, so when you start your machine, there should be one single thing that you do, and then the machine should do all the rest of the work. That's what this is saying here, number 2. So say you have to cut a string to start it, you shouldn't touch the machine after that. So if you touch it after you've started it, then you lose 15 points. Okay, number 3. Your machine must have a minimum of 6 stages or steps. So like I talked about earlier, one step could be a marble rolls down a ramp. Second step could be the marble drops into a cup, which goes down was connected to a string, and the string lifts up another object. That'd be 2 steps. So you need to have at least 6 steps, and one of those steps has to include it lifting something 14 inches. Okay, so in one of those steps, something has to be lifted at least 14 inches. At least 3 of the 6 simple machines need to be used. So you need to use 3 of this list here. So here's your options. You could have a lever, screw, a wheel, axle and pulley, axle pulley, inclined plane, or a wedge. So you need to use at least 3 of these. For it to count as a machine, it must do work. Okay, so the work is it has some tasks that it completes. So here's some examples of things that things that you could do for your steps. You could have your first step be a ball rolls down a ramp and springs a mousetrap. Your second step could be the mousetrap pulls a string, causing scissors to cut. Third step could be the scissors cut a cord, causing a weight to fall. Fourth step, weight drops onto tinfoil, causing a light bulb to turn on. All right. So it needs to have those steps, at least 6 steps. These are just examples. Your project must have run for at least 10 seconds, but cannot run longer than 5 minutes. You get 5 extra credit points for each extra step that you do. So if you do more than 6, you get 5 points for each step. Okay, your machine needs to run smooth. Anytime you interact with it after you've started it, you lose 15 points. What you'll do is you'll make your machine, you'll video it running, and then you can submit it here in Canvas or email it to me if Canvas isn't working for you. So really, I mean, this is just a fun project. Just enjoy it, be creative with it. Remember to double check these criteria right here, these guidelines that help you get your maximum points. All right, if you have any questions, let me know.